One of the biggest problems you've got with any community as it grows is that people don't know the history of the community and how it got to be what it is.
I think it's always good to remind people of where Saratoga was and how it got to where it is. Because I do think there are people that come in, buy a house here, aren't particularly connected, and think that Saratoga was always successful. And you know, they look back at the gambling heyday and, you know, the big hotels that were built, and they see those history books and they see the glitter. What they don't know was that in those days, the glitter was all that. It wasn't a fundamental thing.
I've been around a while and had the opportunity to see what Saratoga was like right after World War II. During that period, we had the Kefauver Commission investigating organized crime. And it turned out they used to come to Saratoga every August to see how their casinos and their restaurants were doing.
I think that people like my father who came back to Saratoga right after World War II saw the depressed state of the community. I mean, you can imagine horse racing hadn't been held for 3 years, and I can remember my father telling me that there hadn't been a house painted in Saratoga in 4 or 5 years. There was no money.
We seemed to have an attorney who was fixing a few juries, and we had the highest insurance rate for automobiles in the state. Then we seemed to be burning down a hotel every year or two, and we had many holes where buildings were gone on Broadway.
And he said when he got back to Saratoga after World War II, it was the most depressing time in his life because the town was dingy, shabby. It was obviously having a severe economic recession.
All of this left us with a pretty negative attitude going into the 50s. Then the version of what happens with the greatest generation that you see in Tom Brokaw's book happened in Saratoga.
You saw a number of native Saratogians go off to World War II and spend 4 years fighting World War II. They came back to the family businesses after World War II and started working their way up the ladder in those businesses. And by the early 60s, these people were in top management or CEO positions. And they said, they looked around and they saw Saratoga as a dying resort community, like most of the old resort communities in the country, and said, we can change it. If we fought a war for 4 years, what is this? Changing the community? It's not a major undertaking. We can accomplish it. And we can do it ourselves. We're not going to be looking for somebody else to give us that hand up.